Welcome to Make It Easy to Learn English. I'm glad you're here. My name is Jay, and this is J. English. If you are an English learner, this podcast is for you. Whether you're just starting or improving your skills, this podcast will help. Learning English doesn't have to be hard. You can make it easy, and I am here to show you how. On this podcast, we will focus on simple, clear, and easy ways to learn English. Every episode will give you tips and tricks to help you understand English better. I will explain everything slowly and clearly. You can follow along, listen, and learn. In this first section, let's talk about the best way to start learning English. The key is to start small. If you try to learn everything at once, it can be overwhelming. You might feel like you're not making progress, but don't worry. We will take it step by step. First, it is important to practice every day. A little practice every day is better than trying to learn a lot at once. Start with 10 minutes a day. Just 10 minutes. It's a good way to build a habit. When you do something every day, it becomes easier over time. You can practice by listening to simple English videos, reading easy books, or even repeating what you hear. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's how we learn. Next, let's talk about speaking. Speaking is important in learning any language, but it can be scary. You might feel nervous or you might worry about your accent. It's okay. The most important thing is to practice. Try to speak a little every day. You can speak with yourself, or if you can, find a language partner. A language partner is someone who speaks English. They can help you practice. You might also be wondering, what should I learn first? Well, I suggest you start with simple words and phrases. Learn basic greetings like hello and how are you? These are the first things people say when they meet someone. Once you know some greetings, you can start to learn how to ask and answer questions. It's good to know how to ask for help. For example, can you help me? Or, what does this mean? These are simple phrases but very useful. Another important thing is to listen to English as much as you can. If you want to get better at English, you need to hear it often. It will help you learn how English sounds. You can listen to English music, podcasts, or YouTube videos. Try to find videos that are easy to understand. There are many English learners on YouTube who make videos for beginners. When you watch videos, try to repeat what the speaker says. This is called shadowing. Shadowing helps you practice your speaking skills. You listen to a sentence, then say it out loud. This helps you get used to the sounds of English. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel. Another tip is to watch with subtitles. Subtitles can help you understand what you are hearing. At first, it's okay to use subtitles in your own language, but as you get better, Try to use English subtitles. This will help you learn new words and see how they are used in sentences. You might also want to know how to use apps and websites to help you learn English. There are many apps that make learning fun. For example, Duolingo, Memories, and Babbel. These apps let you practice vocabulary, grammar, and speaking. They are easy to use, and you can practice anywhere. When you use these apps, remember to take your time. Don't rush. Learning takes time, and that's okay. It's better to learn a little bit every day than to try to learn everything in one go. Now, let's talk about reading. Reading is a great way to improve your vocabulary. Start with easy books or articles. There are many websites that offer free books for English learners. Read stories that are simple and fun. When you read, try to understand the meaning of new words. If you don't know a word, look it up. You can use a dictionary or an app on your phone. One more thing. Practice writing in English. Writing is another way to learn. You can start by writing a journal. Write about your day. It doesn't have to be perfect. The more you write, the better you will get. One thing that really helps is setting goals. When you have goals, you know what you are working toward. Your goal could be simple, like learning 10 new words a day or watching a video in English every day. When you set a goal, you can measure your progress. It helps keep you motivated. To set a good goal, make it specific and realistic. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be fluent in English," you could say, "I want to learn 20 new words this week." This is a goal that you can easily achieve. Once you reach that goal, you can set a new one. Small, achievable goals keep you on track and help you stay motivated. Another tip is to surround yourself with English. This means having English around you all the time. Put English on your phone, in your home, and in your life. Change the language settings on your phone to English. You can also follow English pages on social media or watch English videos on YouTube. The more you hear and see English, the easier it becomes to understand and speak. It's also important to know that everyone learns at their own pace. You might feel frustrated when things seem hard, but don't compare yourself to others. Everyone has different strengths. Some people learn quickly, while others need more time. That's okay. What matters is that you keep practicing and stay positive. When you're practicing, try to use English in real situations. If you live in an English-speaking country, try to talk to people you meet. If you don't, you can find language exchange partners online. A language exchange partner is someone who speaks English and wants to learn your language. You can help each other by practicing your languages together. It's also important to practice listening and speaking together. Listening helps you understand how words sound, and speaking helps you use those words correctly. Try listening to English podcasts or watching English TV shows. Afterward, practice saying the words or sentences you heard. The more you listen and speak, the better you will become. Remember, learning English is like learning to play a musical instrument. It takes practice. At first, it might be hard, but with time, you will improve. Don't give up. Even if you make mistakes, keep practicing. Mistakes are part of learning. Now let's talk about the importance of grammar. Grammar might seem boring, but it's very important for speaking and writing correctly. Don't worry if you don't understand everything right away. Start with the basics. Learn how to form simple sentences like, I am hungry, or she is my friend. As you get better, you can move on to more complex sentences. You don't have to learn all the grammar rules at once. Start with the most common ones. For example, learn how to use be, am, is, are in sentences. You can also learn how to make negative sentences like, I am not tired, or she is not here. Once you learn these simple rules, you can start using them in your daily conversations. A good way to practice grammar is by writing short sentences or paragraphs. You can write about your day or your plans for tomorrow. The more you practice writing, the better your grammar will get. And don't worry if you make mistakes. Just keep practicing, and you will improve. Another important part of learning English is vocabulary. The more words you know, the easier it will be to understand and speak. Learn new words every day. You can start by learning words that are useful in everyday life, like food, colors, numbers, or family. You can also learn words related to your hobbies or work. The more words you know, the more confident you will feel when speaking. There are many ways to learn vocabulary. You can use flashcards, apps, or write new words in a notebook. Practice saying the words out loud. This will help you remember them better. If you don't know a word, don't be afraid to ask someone or look it up. It's okay to not know every word. Learning new words is part of the process. Now let's talk about reading again. Reading is one of the best ways to improve your vocabulary. Choose books that are not too hard for you. Start with children's books or simple stories. As you get better, you can read more difficult books. When you read, try to understand the meaning of the words in context. If you don't know a word, try to guess its meaning from the sentence. This is a great way to learn. It's also helpful to read aloud. When you read aloud, you practice your pronunciation and speaking. You can even record yourself reading. Listen to the recording and compare it with the original. This will help you see how well you are pronouncing the words. Finally, let's talk about having fun while learning. If you enjoy what you're learning, it will be easier to stay motivated. Try to find activities you like in English. If you love music, Listen to English songs. If you like movies, watch movies in English. Doing things you enjoy in English will make learning feel less like work and more like fun. Let's begin by talking about the importance of speaking. Speaking is often the most difficult skill for learners, but it is also one of the most important. When you speak, you are using the language, and the more you use the language, the easier it becomes. One way to practice speaking is to repeat what you hear. For example, if you're listening to a YouTube video in English, pause the video after each sentence and repeat it out loud. This helps you practice your pronunciation and improve your fluency. You can also record yourself speaking. Listen to your recording and compare it with the speaker's voice. This will help you hear the differences and correct your mistakes. Don't worry about making mistakes while speaking. Everyone makes mistakes, and it's part of the process. The more you speak, the more confident you will become. So try to speak as much as you can. Even if it's just talking to yourself in English, it will help. Another good way to practice speaking is to find a language partner. A language partner is someone who speaks English and is also learning your language. You can help each other by practicing speaking. There are many websites and apps where you can find language partners. Practicing with a partner is a great way to learn because you can help each other and learn from each other's mistakes. It's also a great idea to join online language communities. There are many forums, chat rooms, and social media groups where English learners talk to each other. You can ask questions, share experiences, and even practice speaking with others. This is a great way to connect with other learners and get support. Let's talk about grammar again. Don't worry if grammar feels hard. It's important to start with the basics and gradually build up your skills. You don't need to learn every rule right away. Start by learning simple structures like I am and she is. Then, as you get more comfortable, you can learn more complicated structures like I have been or I will be. When learning grammar, don't just memorize rules. Try to use them in sentences. For example, if you're learning how to make negative sentences, practice by saying things like, I am not tired, or she is not here. Writing simple sentences every day helps you use grammar in a natural way. You can write in a journal or even write a few sentences on social media. It's important to practice writing just like you practice speaking. Another way to improve your grammar is by reading books in English. When you read, pay attention to how sentences are formed. Look at how grammar rules are used in real examples. This helps you understand grammar in context. You can also use grammar books or apps to practice exercises. There are many resources online that help you improve your grammar. Let's now talk about listening. Listening is a very important skill in learning English. The more you listen, the better your understanding will be. One way to improve your listening is by watching videos and movies in English. Choose videos with subtitles so you can follow along. Try to watch different kinds of videos, like interviews, news, or stories. This will expose you to different accents and ways of speaking. You can also listen to podcasts in English. There are many podcasts made for English learners, and they are a great way to practice. Listen to the podcasts regularly and try to write down new words or phrases you hear. This helps you build your vocabulary. You can also replay the podcast and repeat sentences to practice speaking. If you don't understand something, don't get discouraged. It's normal not to understand everything. You can always replay the audio and try again. Gradually, you will start to understand more and more. Keep listening and practicing. Let's move on to vocabulary. The more words you know, the easier it is to communicate in English. One way to learn vocabulary is by using flashcards. Flashcards help you remember words by reviewing them regularly. You can make your own flashcards, or you can use apps that already have flashcards for you. Every time you learn a new word, write it down and practice it often. Another way to learn vocabulary is by reading. As you read, you will come across new words. When you find a new word, try to understand it from the context. You can also look it up in a dictionary. Once you know the meaning, practice using it in your own sentences. This helps you remember the word and its meaning. You can also use vocabulary apps to help you. There are many apps that teach vocabulary through games and quizzes. These apps are fun and make learning vocabulary easy. Set a goal to learn a certain number of words each week and stick to it. Now, let's talk about writing. Writing is a great way to improve your English. It helps you practice grammar and vocabulary. Start by writing short sentences or paragraphs. You can write about your day, your favorite activities, or anything that interests you. Don't worry about making mistakes. The more you write, the better you will get. You can also start a blog or keep an English journal. Write in English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Writing regularly helps you improve your grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. Remember, the key to learning English is practice. Practice every day, even if it's just for a little while. The more you practice, the better you will become. Stay positive, set goals, and enjoy the learning process. That's it for today's podcast. Thank you for listening to Make It Easy to Learn English on J.English. Keep practicing, keep learning, and remember, you can do it. See you in the next podcast.